checking we're live. Good morning, good and gorgeous and sexy people. How are you? So I've just popped out to the coffee shop. I've got some more lives to do today. So I'm going to have some coffee and some acai. And we've been talking about the chakras every day, right? And today we're on the throat chakra. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Jade Diamond. I'm a sex and relationship coach and a healer, and as a result of working with me, stuck singles find their soulmate and struggling couples get juicy and reconnected again. So my clients get the best sex of their life, like guaranteed, and they really snatch their sexy back. So I work with couples and I work with singles, both men and women, and as some of you'll know, I also do women's retreats. So I've got a women's retreat coming up in Portugal on the 9th of June for a week. It's completely transformational. So this is for women who really want to have a week of transformation and get their life in order in a 360 way. So looking at health and relationships and love and soul purpose and joy and manifesting the things that you really, really want. It's a really juicy week. Full of amazing sisters. So I'll put the link above. You can have a look. So let's talk about the throat chakra, because every day on the retreat we kind of go into a deep dive onto each chakra, because the chakras are like a map of development or consciousness. There's different levels of awareness, different issues related to each chakra, different levels of learning that we can have. So as we tune into each kind of chakra energy, then we can really discover where we're at, like what are the blocks, what are the things that we're really excelling in, what strengths do we have, what weaknesses do we have. Hi Nadeem, how are you? Pop me a message below, because I can see that you're on, there's a few people online. Let me know who you are, where you're watching from, and what's good today. And tell me what you know about the throat chakra. So I'll briefly just give you a little bit of information. Obviously here is the throat chakra, the energetic center, and it's really about communication. A lot of it is about communication. The throat chakra is also a really strong psychic center. So the more that you kind of clear this throat chakra, the more heightened awareness you have around your own psychic ability. A lot of people really focus just on the third eye, but that's not the whole picture. And another thing about the throat chakra is it's about bringing your dreams into reality. So even if you're connected and you know what your purpose is, you have to be able to communicate that in the world through actions, through words, through what you're doing. So it's like really bringing your vision into alignment and then creating it into action so that you can manifest. And that's why the spoken word is so powerful. And so many religious texts, they talk about the spoken word, and some traditions will even talk about the spoken word as the spells that we put over our life, if that makes sense. So here's my coffee. Thank you.
No problem. The box just knows.
All right, thanks, Belle. So the words that you say are what create in your reality. And we get stuck in patterns. Hi, Adam. We get stuck in patterns of ways that we talk about ourselves, or ways that we talk about the world, or ways that we talk about our health, or ways that we talk about relationships, or ways that we talk about work. And each time we speak it out loud, we hear it, and it's confirming that reality. So you might say, I'm wanting to create something rather than I'm missing such and such a thing. Thank you.
Thank you.
So because it's really powerful what we say and how we say it. So rather than affirming I'm struggling in this area, of course sometimes we just have to be really straight. Like if you're with someone who you're asking for help, like this is what I need help with. It's not about not speaking the truth at all, but the more that we speak on the current reality that we don't want, the more we manifest it. The more powerful thing to do is to speak into being the reality that we do want to create. This is what I would like to create. This is what I want. This is what I'm desiring. This is what I want to achieve. So we're not going to do like a meditation practice today, because I've got coffee at one side and an acai at the other, and I've got another live stream interview to do later. But what I want you to really think about is your unique expression in the world, because that's what this throat chakra really relates to, is rediscovering, discovering, or exploring what is my unique expression in the world, and how to express that, because that's what brings you joy. So what you want to do is think about what makes you really happy, and what are the things that you're really good at and are really easy for you. Usually this is what our gifts are. What's really easy for you that you don't think twice about, but other people think is a bit difficult. Like for me, like engaging in interesting conversations and holding like public speaking, for me, it's not that it's easy peasy, I've had to learn, but it's much easier for me than it is for other people. I've got a background in radio, I love to talk, and I'm naturally curious. I want to ask questions, I'm always asking questions. What does that mean? How do you feel about that? Why? And for me, that's kind of a natural thing. Good to be reminded of this. I created a shift recently, so it's perfect to hear. Oh, that's great, Olga. Yeah, so we have to speak it into being what we want, right? And when we're thinking about soul purpose, so on the reconnection retreat, we do a whole workshop on soul purpose, where I'll teach you how to go deep into your heart, how to connect to your higher self, and really pull that soul purpose through. And it doesn't have to be your day job. This is why people get really like freaked out, like, how am I going to transition from this to this, and I can't do this dream because it means I'm going to have to give up this job and move to this place. No, anything that you desire can be, and it can be in the way that feels good for you and fits with your life. Your soul purpose might be just to be kind. Your soul purpose might be to look after animals. It might be you're really passionate about the rainforest, and so you want to, this is one for me, this is like one of my life goals, is to raise money to buy land in the rainforest to protect it. So I'm not going to go and I don't have any plans right now to kind of move into the forest and do, I don't know, something there. I want to create the cash money, because it's money that talks in this world, so that the developers can't get in there. Does that make sense? So that's one of my passions and one of my soul purpose. But the way that I'll do that is through creating, hopefully creating a life where I can sustain that idea and fund that idea. And when I wrote for the Huffington Post, that's when I talked about creating social change without leaving your day job. You can create social change. Not everybody's going to be on the front line. There are some people who their skills are expertly matched, and they have the right personalities and the right drive to be on the front line. Does that make sense? In activism. And so we need to support those people. There are times where I've been on marches and I've been out and I've been on the front line, and I used to do social work, working with children, working with young offenders, working with homeless young people, working with children who have drug problems. But what's needed is for us to support those people as well. Does that make sense? And so that we're all working together in the capacity that we have, because none of us are helpless. It's just like, where are we going to direct our energy and time? We can't do everything. So feel what feels really passionate for you, what you're really passionate about, and make that your focus. Do a fundraiser. This is throat chakra stuff, because if you're going to raise money for a project, if you're going to speak out, if you're going to write a book, if you're going to write a blog, you have to be connected to the throat chakra. Makes sense? So
I can see you're not making any progress.
I want you to think about what's my unique expression, and how can I create more of that in the world? And it can be the essence. What do you enjoy, and what are you really naturally good at? It might be hosting parties and bringing together people. How can I use that for something that I'm really passionate about? It might be that a friend of mine's a really excellent writer, so she can help people with their books. She can help people manifest their dreams. So people who aren't kind of naturally organised can put things down on paper, and she can help them make that into a book that helps people or uplifts people. Does that make sense? That's your unique expression. It might be that you love to dance. I love to dance. But and for me, that's just for me. I don't feel like it's an expression of my soul. But sometimes in my workshop I bring that in, because how we become very connected to our bodies when we dance. But I'm never going to be like the world's biggest dance teacher ever, and I don't have to be. That so unique expression of me, like a friend of mine, Tara, she has a dance workshop coming up, And her, like, one of her unique gifts as a shaman is dance and movement, because it helps us get into our body, it helps us to clear. So she's bringing that into her work. Does that make sense? And it's a part of what she does. She doesn't have to be a world-class ballerina to be in her sole purpose. And so this is what I really want to express to you today. So think about, what's my soul purpose and how? What are all the different ways that I can express that? And this is going to help us to become clear in our throat chakra. What's your communication like? Communication is a big one. Everyone says they want communication, but they're not very good at doing it. Do you express what you desire? Where are the times that you say things that you shouldn't have said, or you don't want to say, or comes out the wrong way? And can you catch that and say, sometimes afterwards, like, I don't feel good in my body about the way I express that. Even if you can still think you're right. Does that make sense about what you want to express? But maybe the way you expressed it wasn't you turning up in your full best. So you can say, well, I'm sorry. Like the other day with some friends, I was like, I'm sorry if I came across snappy today. Having 2 days of like really severe PMT. But I'm not going to blame it on anybody else. It's like, how do I handle the situation? I still might feel the way I feel, but how do I choose to express that? Am I expressing it in my highest and best way? Or, or not? So I'll apologize, It's not easy, but it's worth it, because what happens is your system is clear and you're not holding back in any way, and it creates a strong way to move forward. So that's about the throat chakra today. Tomorrow we'll go further, we'll go about the third, we'll talk about the third eye. And if you're on the replay, let me know who you are, where you are below, and we'll go from there. Ask me any questions that you want to ask, I'll get back to you. Have a beautiful day.